Hello friends, I am Chevy. Welcome to the shed. It's here. The 3D printer's here. How are you today? Oh, how's things? Oh, Levi, this is your shirt. I haven't sent it. I'm sorry. I was gonna ship it today. I'm not. Yeah. Anyway, I'll send you a note. 3D printer's here. I wanted to open it on the show, and of course I wasn't gonna wait until Tuesday. I tallied the votes from last week. And it was tied-ish. One of you said I could wait until Tuesday if I wanted to. So I counted that vote as I could also open it tonight if I wanted to. So that tied it, and then I break ties. Of course I'm not waiting. Come on. I got a 3D printer. I want to open this thing. So we're going to try to do 2-camera mode tonight. Sorry. I didn't want to turn that one on. That's the original camera, and it only records for 10 minutes at a time. So if I start it before I start the show. Anyway, so we got the printer, and we got some filament. So let me tell you what this printer is. Well, let's open it first. This should be the filament, I believe. Yep. We should have 2 spools. They give you 2 spools of filament, and then obviously, as always, a whole bunch of... There's a Blue Apron coupon. Here's a $100 wine voucher. I swear, the wine voucher thing, like, who does this? Harry's? Okay, whatever. So we have 2 spools of filament, and we'll come back to that in a minute. Let's get to the good stuff. The good stuff. The good stuff. Please stop texting me right now. That is UPS texting me to tell me that my package was delivered. It was literally just delivered. It's like almost 7. I told you that the ups man comes late here. So this printer, this is a Monoprice brand. It's the Monoprice Select Mini. Monoprice has a whole host of 3D printers that they offer. This one I've been eyeballing since it came out last year. And there's some good reasons why. So, plain cardboard box. This is a fun unboxing. You guys came here to see a plain cardboard box. I don't think Monoprice does retail, so they wouldn't have retail packaging. That wouldn't make any sense. Alright. We have a thank you card. Thank you for your order. For additional information. Blah, blah, blah. I think it says something about 10% discount. Whatever. I didn't give away any code just now. And we have some nice foam. So let's see what's in here. Let's just move this. We're not going to need the soundboard tonight, I don't think. Oh, I don't want to do it that way. Because it looks like there's stuff in this tray. There we go. There we go. Alright. We have a little box. Little box is probably the power supply. This is like a 10 amp power supply. So, this is the Monoprice Select Mini, and the reason that I chose this printer, there's a whole number of reasons. You have a little test batch of filament, PLA filament. Supposedly this isn't even enough to do anything. I'm going to use it to calibrate the printer because it essentially was free. What do we have here? Alright, we have a plastic scraper. Interesting enough. That stinks. The scraper is not 3D printed. We have spool holder, USB cable, standard power cable for the brick, and we have a Allen wrench, and a super tiny little SD card. I don't know how big it is. It's probably very small. But when you're printing, your files are tiny anyway, so I mean, unless you wanted to have like a folder with all of your print files on it. And then we have the printer. Dun, 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 dun. Nothing on this side of the foam, so let's take this thing off. This is it. This is the Monoprice Select Mini. Now, the reason that I picked this printer is, there's a whole ton of reasons. Silica gel, do not eat. Number one is the price. Obviously, this is a $200 printer, and So that's a very good price. Now, that being said, you can actually get 3D printers cheaper than $200 that are much larger than this. But the size is one of the reasons that I actually wanted this printer. It is a perfect little printer to sit in a corner somewhere, and I'm not going to be using it that much to do anything large scale. This has a build volume of about 5 inches by 5 inches, a little less than 5 inches by 5 inches. And the other major feature is it has a heated build platform. So this bad boy is heated, which is really important because I want to be able to print in ABS. So the 2 spools of filament that I got, one of these is just plain white. This is PLA. You can see it there. 1 kilogram spool. So what is that, like 3 pounds? It's basically the same as this. And the other spool I bought is a spool of black ABS. So this is ABS. ABS is a very rigid, not rigid. Yeah, it's rigid. It's a strong plastic. PLA is like your typical, you know, dollar store toy gun that's like really brittle. It's strong, but it's brittle. PLA has flex to it, and it's also very durable. So this is used for making, you know, like plastic gears, or when I make the switch for my compressor, it'll be out of ABS, not PLA. PLA is good for stuff you're not going to put under stress, so decorative stuff or whatever. To print in ABS, you absolutely have to have a heated build platform. ABS will warp if it cools too quickly, whereas PLA, you want to cool it as quickly as possible. So having this heated build plate means that I should be able to print in ABS. Now, that being said, this little guy is not a super powerful printer. Imagine that. It has, you know, the basic features of a 3D printer as far as the print nozzle and all of that sort of stuff, cooling fans. But you have to do some modifications to really get this thing printing ABS. Number one is to block this fan off. I just told you that ABS, you don't want to cool it. You want to let it stay warm. So heating this build plate up, blocking this fan off will help. I also will probably end up building an enclosure for this thing, which I was going to start on. This little spool holder goes in here. I was going to start on it. Spool will hang here. But I didn't know exactly how big to make the enclosure until I had this thing in my hands. The build plate moves back and forth, the carriage goes up and down, and the print head goes left and right, and that's how you, that's how it prints, obviously. So, heated build plate. Oh, the other thing is the SD card. This has become pretty standard, I think. SD card slot means I don't have to have a laptop hook up to this all the time while I'm printing. I can just put in the card, put the card in here, hit print, and go. ABS, when you print with it, it stinks. It smells really bad, and it's probably not good for your health. There's a significant number of studies right now that are actually looking into that. So I can print this, I can leave this down here. Once I build an enclosure for it so that it keeps the dust out, I can leave it in here and, you know, print ABS while I go upstairs and escape the smell. It's bad. So what else? This prints extremely high quality prints, very comparable to machines that cost 3 or 4, even 5 times as much. So for me, the size was actually a benefit. I didn't want anything that took up, you know, a whole desktop. I didn't want a big printer. I wanted something compact that I can put in a small space to try to play with, right? The things that I want to make are very small. I don't need anything big, so this is going to be perfect for me. What else? Well, that's about it. It's got a real nice LCD screen, easy to use wheel for controls. All in all, I think this is going to be the correct printer for me. Now, the version 2 did come out, and the version 2 cost more. I ended up selling it for $220, and the only real upgrade that it has is the extruder and hot end is, not the extruder, the hot end is been replaced with a better hot end, but I can get that hot end for like $10, and I can print a bracket to mount it on here. So to pay the extra, I don't think that it was really worth it for me to wait, because this has been the printer I've been looking at for the last year. It's been the printer that I wanted, and now that I have it, I don't think I'm going to be upset that I didn't get the version 2. So whatever, it is what it is. It's going to be a nice machine. I cannot wait to fire it up. So I'm going to end this episode here, and I'm going to go do just that. I'm going to get this thing ready to go. I will film the setup process and put that out. Probably not tonight. It'll probably go up, you know, like tomorrow or something like that, or maybe over the weekend I'll put together a whole series and let them go. But you're going to hear about this for the rest of the week, probably. We'll talk 3D printing this week. So thank you guys for being here and watching me open my new toy like I'm a kid at Christmas. I thank you. Thank you for hanging out, and see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
I'm Ryan Hubbard from Hubbard'sHandmade.com with your Daily Shed Random Fact. Today's random fact is brought to you by Live Science. Can peanut butter go bad? Peanut butter is gooey and delicious, yet it can remain at room temperature for months without spoiling. Low moisture levels and high oil content keep this butter from going bad for quite some time. But don't go ignoring that expiration date just yet. Peanut butter can go rancid in about a year and lose its flavor. No thank you, rancid peanut butter.